Welcome back, my BMX nerd friends. This week we got Colt Fake. He's a legendary savage rider from Florida, and yeah, he's had an incredible BMX career. I've never really talked to him before, so it was cool to sit and chat for 2 hours. I hope you guys enjoy. Kanode Knows is brought to you by Dig BMX. Share the show with your friends, like and subscribe, and get into it. Here's Colt Fake.
Speaking of Fortnite.
Oh shit, look at that. That's the scar. What is it called in Fortnite? That gun.
Yeah, this is a scar.
It's a scar? Is that what it's called? It's been a minute, dude.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah. I ain't never scared. Of all the sections that you've put out, what's your favorite song that you had in a part?
Probably Coxbar, Running Riot.
Coxbar, what was that in?
Band 3.
Band 3. Beautiful. I just finished watching that.
And it's so funny because, well, I'm 34 now, but the one line in the song is, I don't want to be living like you when I'm 33. Getting old sure bothers me to death. And now I'm 33, 34. Now I'm 34.
How's getting old treating you?
It's great, man. No complaints. I'm being more conscious now about health and, all those great things that happens when you get older.
Yeah, we were setting this up, and you said, "I'm just getting back from the gym." What do you do at the gym? How often do you go? Oh yeah, I lost you. Yeah, now I can hear you.
I adjusted the headphone and I accidentally clicked the mute.
That's a good feature on gaming headsets. Mute. Fuck.
Yeah.
No, come back.
Yeah. So what do I focus on at the gym?
Do you have like a regiment that you follow, like off the internet or some shit, or just wing it?
I kind of just freestyle it, just do whatever.
Nice.
And I don't know. I think I focus on chest the most because that's like the part that I wanted to grow the most. I was sick of having a flat chest. I wanted some boobies.
Dude, me too.
Trying to
Spartan chest.
Trying to get some boobies. But so what actually got me into going to the gym was at the end of 2020. I got hit by a car on my motorcycle.
What?
And yeah, it was in my neighborhood. So I ran out of paper towels, and so I just threw on there's a dollar store right at the front of my neighborhood. So I just threw on my slides and was like, I'm just going to run up and get some paper towels real quick. And this old lady coming the other way turned in her driveway right in front of me. So I tried to avoid her, ended up hitting the front of her car in her driveway, doing like a cartwheel in the air and landing in her grass in her front yard. And
whoa.
And yeah, so I was speeding a little bit, but nothing like crazy. I was probably like, neighborhoods are like 25. I was probably going like 35.
Yeah.
But cops came. It was her fault. And so I went with Dan Newland to to help me, get paid for it. And my bike
is that some like accident lawyer out there? Dan Newland? Okay. He's on the billboards. Yeah. Every state has their own.
Oh my God. That reminds me, back in the day, me and Kyle Painter driving around when we're going riding, like his billboards would have a forehead extension. So you have a billboard that's a rectangle, right?
Yeah.
His forehead would be an extension, and we'd be at a red light, and I'd just be cracking up like they intentionally made a forehead extension on his billboards. But anyway, so my bike was considered totaled, so they paid for that, and then I went through Dan Newland so that, well, obviously I wanted to get some compensation, but also it paid for like my physical therapy and my MRI.
You
on
say
my
you took an
knee.
ambulance?
No, I
Oh, okay.
just
Oh, you went through. Oh, you were
it was
saying
in
the
my
dude's
neighborhood.
name. It sounded like Dan. You're saying like Dan Ambulance or some shit, and I thought you said ambulance. Gone. You.
No,
I feel like you're fine. You've crashed on your bike 1,000 times. Were you? Did you get hurt?
bro. Uh, partial tear in one of my ligaments in my knee. That was the worst of it. But bro, the older I get, the more I feel like fucking Wolverine. Like I just regenerate quick, like really quick.
Huh.
Like I have so that was my Enduro 250. It was street legal. Now I just have a 110 that's kind of like a pit bike.
Yeah.
I crashed on that recently and it wasn't that bad. I just like had um like a
Some
scrape on
road
my
rash.
face
Yeah.
and it healed like in a couple days. I was like, damn man, I just feel like
I'm
um
Wolverine.
but okay, so it got me so going to physical therapy for my knee because that was part of like I just wanted my MRI to be paid for so I can make sure everything was okay. But I was going to physical therapy and that got me into going to the gym because they put me on some machines to like work everything out.
Yeah.
And then after that, and then I healed quick from that too. So after that was over, I just was like, oh, I still want to go to the gym. So I just started going to the
Fuck
gym.
yeah.
And yeah, so
That's something that you
and then
like.
I just
I imagine you didn't go to the gym your whole life, like until this
no, because
accident.
I used to ride bikes every day, so that's
Yeah.
like a gym.
Yeah.
But I don't ride bikes every day because of life
Yeah.
now.
For real.
It's not as
Same.
easy as when you were younger. So it's like, well, damn, I got to do something physical.
Do you think you still have the
Can't just
same
go to
like
work,
flame
come
to
home.
ride as you used to?
I do, but the thing now is it's not as convenient as it used to be.
Yeah.
Like if I want to go ride more and more specifically, if I want to go film, it's a whole task. It has to be planned out. I have to find somebody that is also available the same time I'm available.
Yeah.
It's just it's harder to it's harder to do. I mean, it's easy to go out and do it by myself, but it's harder to plan it with a friend to go do it.
Right.
And and going to the gym, my gym also has a racquetball court and a basketball court. And so I started getting into racquetball and basketball
Sick.
because it was convenient.
Yeah.
It was convenient. Like before I'd go work out, I'd warm up with racquetball or basketball.
Nice. That's what's up.
And yeah, and not that long ago, I remember saying to my mom, I was like, it feels really weird that I have more of the urge right now to go get in a pickup game of basketball than I do to go ride my bike.
Well, shit changes, man. That's
But
like,
it's just because the convenience.
yeah.
I can go right down the street and there's already people there and just get in a game. Like
Yeah. Versus like
and
how it was when you
and
were younger and the crew was around and the legendary, what's it called? Castleberry House?
yeah.
Yeah. What was it called? Is it
Yeah.
Castleberry?
Yeah, 71 North.
71 North Castleberry.
Yep. Yep.
And
But yeah, so just it's a convenience thing, really.
yeah.
I like I still have the urge and I mean I'll still go ride around or go to a skate park every now and then, but yeah, it's just
It's not the same.
convenient to go to the gym.
Is your kid into
Yeah.
it? How old's your son now? And what's he
He'll be
into?
10 in March.
Is he getting into anything? Interested
Obviously
in shit?
gaming.
Oh yeah, gaming.
This is his computer. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But uh so he's always been riding with me. He's always since he was like 2, he's had a what are they called?
Strider
The
bikes.
bikes without the pedals. Strider,
Yeah,
yeah. He's always had a
yeah.
Strider. He's always been riding with me. He's like he was on me or he was with me going on riding trip, well, not out of town, but local riding trips, like filming for the X Games video and stuff. Like
That's
there's
dope.
a video where I'm like I died on like a 17 stair and I'm just laying at the bottom and he just runs up to me like, and you could just see him like checking out my knee and stuff. It's like, so he's always seen me. He's always seen me.
He's seen you in
He's always
action.
seen me riding. He's always seen me fall. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's always seen me fall and be hurt. And I think that kind of did what's the word?
Deterred him.
Deterred, not deterred.
Deterred.
Deterred him from.
Deterred him.
Yeah. Deterred him from really getting into it. And I remember when he was 5 years old, because I would take him to the racetrack. He learned how to go in the big roll in at the racetrack and go around the track and everything. But I remember when he was like 5 years old, he was like, "That's your thing, Dad. That's not my thing." I'm just
Nice.
like, "All right, well, I can't keep pushing it on you if it's not your thing." But
if you want him to do something, tell him not to do it.
Yeah, right. But at the same time, he still enjoys just going cruising with me. Like,
that's what's
we'll just go downtown just to cruise. Like,
yeah.
But he's not into like learning how to do tricks.
Yeah. Did he ever try learning tricks like bunny hop or 180?
No.
No.
No, but who knows?
I guess he's 10 years old. I couldn't bunny hop or 180. Yeah. Wait until he's 16.
Yeah, I mean, there's kids. Yeah, there's kids these days that can, but they must have a crazy drive for it, you know?
Yeah, they're like this one. That Japanese kid that's like 11 years old and
oh yeah,
Sasuke, I think is his name. I wonder what his life is like. Is this all him or is it his parents? Like, you will learn
right?
this, you know? Like,
you saw that video of him going over like a 8-foot spine.
Yes. Yeah.
Like the spine's like double his size, and he's like going over it.
He's amazing.
But he's into baseball and basketball, but now he's starting to get out of it because
for gaming.
He said it's like repetitive. It's the same thing. No, because I told him I was like I told him I was like I'll always support whatever you love to do, but if it's sitting inside on a computer, you still have to be into something active. You're not getting away with not being active. Like,
yeah,
that's got to be a part of your life. Just choose what it is that's active that you like to do. Like, in the off season of baseball, I'd still want to take him out and like just do some practice, just me and him.
That's sick.
And he'd be like, I don't want to do baseball anymore. And I'm like, do you not want to do baseball, or do you not want to go outside and be active right now? You just want to sit inside. And he's like, no, because I was like, you have to do something active. You're not gonna get away with not learning an active skill.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's just I don't want to do baseball. He's like, I'll get into like gymnastics or karate or something. I'm like, okay, well then we'll sign you up for that.
Sick.
Recently he really got in. He's really got into One Piece, the anime.
Yeah.
And it's made him want to be a swordsman.
Interesting.
He said he wants to be a swordsman.
That's cool.
I was like, well, if you want to learn to be a swordsman, you don't just start with swords. You have to become a black belt through karate first.
Yeah.
So that's the next journey.
That's dope. That's good for him. Martial arts, I think, will teach him a lot. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've always tried to instill in him balance with everything.
Yeah.
Like, if you're on a video game for an hour, you got to go outside and do something for an hour. Like,
yeah, dude, it's so easy. I do it myself as a fucking adult. I'll play 5 hours of video games, and then I'm like, what happened? What did I do?
Yeah.
What did I just do? It doesn't feel good after.
But at the same time, I support him wanting to do that because he could like these days you can make money doing that.
Yeah, for real.
If that's what you want to do, cool. If that's what you want to do and that's what you're passionate about, I'm all for supporting you with it. But you got to come up with a plan on how you're gonna make it work for you.
Yeah,
and
for real.
You still have to have something that you're active in.
Yeah, like a good role model for like a streamer who's also fit is Nick Merckx. You know who Nick Merckx is?
I was just thinking about that. He's
a good example. Just work out.
Yoked.
Yeah, he's juiced up fucking so like he like
Yeah.
works out and then plays video games all day, and it's like that's a good balance, and he's making millions of dollars. It's fire.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't imagine the like pressure
It's
of
it's not.
being a dad and trying to shape what your kid is into, you know? Like not or like not even trying to
Yeah.
shape what he's into, but trying
It's
to guide him and support him. And then if he's like, Dad, I don't want to do baseball, like
yeah.
how does that conversation go? You know, it's like, whew. So that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. I'm like, and I don't want him to I don't want to force him to do nothing he don't want to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he, like I say, he's in AAA right now, and it's like, what is it? It's 8, 9, and 10 year olds,
Okay.
and he was in it when he was 8, and he was in it when he was 9. I was like, bro, you went through all those. You went through 2 seasons of fall ball, 2 seasons of spring ball, till like you were grinding and learning. Like that's not the funnest time when you're not the best, you know? I was
Yeah.
like, you're in your senior year, your third year, now that you're about to be 10, it's going to be your third year in AAA. You're going to be like on the top of the team now. And now
Yeah.
you're saying you don't want to play? Like,
For
so
real.
I'm trying to tell him, at least do your last season,
Yeah. And then you can
you
quit.
know?
Yeah. And who knows, he might change
And
his
then,
mind and enjoy it.
yeah. And then I was actually really proud of him the other day because I was talking about it with my mom. And she was like, well, you know how kids are. They say they don't want to do something, but as soon as they're doing it and they're with their friends, they love it.
Yeah.
So she was like, have him do it, and then if he's still not into it, then he can just quit. So the next time I saw him, I was like, yeah, I was talking to Mimi about it, and she said, kids, what I just said. And I was like, and then he was like, yeah, but I don't want to quit on my friends. If I started, I'm not gonna quit and leave my friends. And I was like, wow, good answer, good answer. And he
Yeah,
was like,
for
what
real.
was that a test? He was like, what was that a test? And I was like, no, but I'm proud of you for that being your answer. Like,
Yeah. Big
you
homie
if
shit.
you start in something, you gotta finish it. Yeah.
So speaking of like not bailing on friends, who are you still in touch with from band? And is there a band six, seven? Is there a band six?
No, 5.
Just five, right?
Yeah. Um.
Is that the end of band? And um, who do you
Uh.
who do you ride with when you do ride?
Uh. Man. Honestly, I haven't rode with anyone in band for a while. Well, except for like Kyle and um, me and Tom still talk, but we haven't rode together in a while. But yeah, I don't know. Band. After band 5, it was kind of like, well, even during filming for band 5, it's like everyone kind of went their own ways. Ricky really was like the glue
Yeah.
to band. Like he's the one that initiated everything, had everyone get
Yep.
together and ride. And yeah, it's everyone's kind of doing their own thing now.
Yep. Dude, that's so
But
important. I feel like I'm supposed
I
to be
I
that
try
guy
I tr-
for my shit. I feel like I'm supposed to be the glue, and I've been blowing it.
yeah.
I haven't been riding in months. I haven't gone out with the boy. I go out like once at every other Sunday or something, but I haven't been the glue as much
Yeah.
as I used to be. What were you saying?
Yeah. I kind of I kind of blew it too, but my intentions were there. Um so after band 5, well, getting band 5 was so hard, like
Yeah, it took
to
six,
get
7
people
years.
together to film and to get. Yeah, well, it took like 5 or
Okay.
6 years. But so yeah, after, oh, the funny thing about band 5 too is we were premiering it at the first Swamp Fest.
Oh shit.
And shout out to Daryl Taco, because he helped me get it DVD ready. Like I
Mm-hmm.
had the whole, it's like a 45-minute video. I had it, the whole timeline ready, but I didn't know how to compress it and still
Yeah.
have full quality and have it DVD ready.
Yeah.
So
That's a whole other thing.
yeah, so I sent it all ready in its big long project, sent it to Daryl, and he sent it back to me DVD ready.
Sick.
And the night before Swamp Fest, I was up burning copies like back to back to back to back. I had to be up all night doing it, so I would burn one and I'd be like, okay, that took 10 minutes. Let me set an alarm on my phone for 10 minutes. So
Sounds like
I
torture,
I, I
dude.
take a 10 take a 10-minute nap, wake up, okay, next one's ready. Uh so I had 50 copies ready for Swamp Fest
Dude, that's a
and
legit
they all
torture
sold.
tactic that they use on prisoners of war. Sleep deprivation, like wake them up every
Yeah,
5 minutes. That's fucked. That's
yeah,
dedication, mate.
yeah,
Well, it's a big deal. There's a long,
yeah. So back to
yeah. Back to,
yeah. Well, the even when Band 5, I mean, yeah, even when Band 5 is done, DVD is already, on its way out.
yeah.
But when you're at an event, it's good. It's that's when everyone's there to buy a physical copy. So I was like, I gotta have this for.
Yeah,
It's
for
gotta
real.
be ready for Band 5.
And just,
Like I could, we would have still had the premiere, but it was just a matter of it would be really beneficial to have as many copies as I can to sell right now.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a tough one. I've done it twice and I already forget how to do it. Like when it comes time to do it again, I'm gonna be like, help. I need to talk to somebody and figure out how to DVD author and get it all.
Yeah,
Daryl's the
Daryl saved my
man.
life with that. Like, it was a good thing that we got connected for the X Games thing, and we
Is that
became
really
close
how you
friends
guys
because he really saved.
became friends? Is the X Games thing? You guys weren't homies beforehand? How did you first meet Daryl?
First it was the Monster Ramp video.
Okay, got you. That was
Um,
the first project, first time
Fud,
meeting.
yeah, yeah,
Interesting.
Fudger and Daryl came to
Yeah.
Florida and they put that on the video.
And the
But
best
okay,
clip
so
ever is
back
the
to
front flip into the lake. My mom freaked the fuck out. I showed it to her last night. She's like, and he's not wearing a helmet.
Yo, I hit the water so hard on my back on that it cut my back. The
I
water
believe it. It
cut
looks
my
so
back.
gnarly, dude.
Yeah, yeah. But back to band and the future of band. Um, what happened after Band 5? It kind of trickled out, and then eventually I had a friend come to me, and he was like, "Hey, I have all this money from doing something."
Illegal.
Uh, he had a lot of he had a lot of money,
I have a lot of
and
capital.
he
I'm
just
ready to
came to me
invest.
so yeah, and he came to me like so enthusiastic about it. He had like all these ideas of what he wanted to do. He's so enthusiastic about it. And at the time that band LLC was expired, so I was like, okay, give me like basically like pay for the LLC, and you can become the finance side of band. I'll still run it. I'll still be like the manager and run it, and keep the same band vibe that band always has been. But it comes to a time when you got to recruit new people,
Yeah.
and everyone in band was so set on their ways. I don't think they wanted to have a new face of band. They wanted it to be what it was. I think they would have rather it die out than to get a facelift.
Yeah.
And so I think one of the first recruit that I suggested was Josh De La Rosa,
Oh yeah. Kid's
and
killing it.
he's from he's from Florida, and so and he was also really enthusiastic. He really wanted to be a part of band,
Yeah, he lives and breathes Bone
and
Death and
so
band and that whole vibe.
yeah, so I gave him access to the band Instagram, and like the first post he did, the caption was like, "Band is under new management, blah 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 blah,"
Oh.
and I was like, "Oh my, like, bro, no, like." we we
Young
have new
mistake.
finances, but
Yeah.
yeah, like that, and that freaked everyone. That freaked out all the OG crew members. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? Like,
Yeah.
and it was hard. It was hard for them to accept that. Like, they thought like I sold band and like gave it away to somebody that they don't even know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that. I was still in control of everything, but there was a person with money that wanted to invest. Because up to that point, everything banned was my own money from my own job.
Yeah.
Like, and doing it that way is just very stressful. And I was like, wow, this would lift so much stress off of me, and I could focus more on the creative side than being in charge of finances.
What's an example of something that you do on
So
the
yeah,
creative
that
side?
kind of like, like just designs and Instagram posts and video.
Are you guys partnered with Sparkies to sell shit still? You guys were at one point,
Not
right?
anymore.
But you
Yeah,
were,
that
yeah.
that kind of faded out.
Is it all? Do
Yeah.
you still have
I've
a shop and people can go buy band shit? And who's shipping it out? Are you shipping it out?
No, we don't have nothing right now.
No
I have
store.
like a handful of bud saws left. I would love to remake some bud saws one day and it be like a nostalgic item for people to, because I still get asked for bud saws. I'm like, I don't have any right now. I only have my few personal ones.
What is this buzzsaw?
But
Buzzsaw?
yeah, bud saw.
Buzzsaw. What does that mean? I've never heard of the band Buzzsaw. Oh, sick.
You never seen this sprocket?
Yes, I've seen that sprocket. I didn't know it was called the Buzzsaw. That's cool.
That's the Pat King signature product.
Yeah, that's
He
fire.
came up with that, and he came up with that. I think before band was under Sparky's, and that was probably like one of our. We originally, I think the first Buzzsaw was maybe made by Phil Wasson, I think,
Okay.
and but and then after, so band became like a legit company after band 3 when we were nominated for video of the year
Yeah.
for Nora,
Yeah.
and my part was nominated for part of the year, which was crazy because we were just a crew. We weren't a company, and here we are nominated against the Levi video and the Nike video.
And
It's
you just
like,
turned 21 and then you woke up in
yeah,
the landscape of the front of the hotel in Vegas.
yeah,
It's a hell of a
yeah.
night, dude. I
That
miss those
was that
Nora
was
Cup
an
nights.
experience for sure.
Now they're all overseas,
Yeah.
man. Well, that's, at least for the past couple of years, it's been overseas. But I remember Nora Cups fondly too. That is dope to get an independent video to go up against a like corporate funded
Oh,
video. It feels so good.
so let me finish the, like, where band is.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening with my friend, the investor, he ended up getting raided. He got raided. Like, oh, the his whole thing, his whole enthusiasm with me was, I got this money. I want to put in into band, you know, clean my money, like
Yep.
in a legit business, you
Yeah.
know, and because he was getting worried about what actually ended up happening, and it's like, damn, it just happened a tad too late, and so yeah, he ended up having to use all that money on like court fees and all that stuff to get all of that out of all that. And not only that, but I feel like he didn't feel accepted by the rest of the crew because of the whole, everyone else in band like freaked out about the decision I made, and they didn't understand, they didn't see the vision that I saw, and it really bummed me out. Like, it honestly really bummed me out because my friend that was printing all our stuff, he like he just really laid it on me. He was like, "You did a horrible job running band. That last design you did was so stupid." And I'm like, bro, how are you printing my stuff and you're all excited in the moment, like, yeah, yeah, that's awesome, let's do it. But now you're saying my design sucked. Like,
Yeah, that's whack.
that's fucked up. And it really hurt that he said I didn't do a good job running band, because I felt like I put my whole life in the band.
Yeah,
Like I
you
like
are
when
banned.
Ricky passed. Yeah, when Ricky passed, and Ricky's dad was like, I want you guys to keep going. But there's got to be someone in charge. Who should be in charge? I felt like I should be, because I was like Ricky's right hand man the whole time. I had the second camera. Um,
And he
and
stole
I
your
would
camera and filled
film
your camera bag with
also.
rocks for the second band
Yeah, that's
video.
a good one.
That shit's
Yeah.
so funny. Tell that story real quick.
So before band was a company and we were still just filming, just for fun. Like, well, I mean, we always just filmed for fun. But before, it was like, we have a project we need to finish. And we were like, so me and a couple other people were leaving Pittsburgh early. Ricky was staying. He was like, hey, let me borrow your camera. And my camera at the time was my baby. And I was like, no, man, this is coming with me. And so we leave Pittsburgh. We're probably like through Maryland, probably entering like West Virginia or whatever. And my friend goes, hey, get your camera out. Let's watch some of the footage. I'm like, all right, pull the camera bag out, open it, and it's rocks. It's like, Ricky! Bro, hilarious. But it ended up, getting the video done. So,
Turned
Ricky
out.
knew what he was doing. Yeah.
Stealing in the name of band. That's pretty punk rock, literally.
Yeah.
Punk and rocks. That's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything more with band? Like finishing up that, like the future of it, if there is any?
Yeah. Well, like, back to me, like, feeling hurt about what my friend said. Like, so when Ricky's dad told me he wanted me to be in charge, I honestly felt the most qualified, because I had a BMX career, I had the camera, I had a vehicle that we could use for trips, like, and um, yeah. And where am I going with this? Um, yeah, and then when I made it Instagram, I never had a personal Instagram. I just made, when like Instagram first came out, I never had a personal Instagram. I just made a band Instagram, and I would just post everything on band in there. And then I remember hearing through people that are like, oh, Colt only posts himself on the band Instagram. I'm like, well, send me something to post. I can't just keep sending throwbacks of you guys. Like, send me something you're doing, or meet up with me and ride. And that's where I say Ricky was like the glue, because Ricky was more forceful of getting people to
You're
come ride
coming,
with
yeah.
him. Yeah, I guess I wasn't really that forceful. It was you coming or not, I wasn't really like forcing people to come.
Yeah.
So that's where I say Ricky was the glue. But yeah, man, and before Ricky passed, he had ramps. Him and Gary were making ramps at his house. But he wanted to move. I think he was saying he wanted to move, maybe like Atlanta or something. He wanted to switch up the scene. He was like, and me at the time, I was after band 4 ended, and then we did a bunch of mixtapes. I wasn't there as much for the mixtapes after band 4, because I was working. I needed to get my income up to get a good, like, to get approved for a mortgage, because I was trying to get a house.
Yeah.
And so um so he was like, hey, when I move and you get your house, you got to take these ramps and keep their band ramps going. So I was like, okay. And all the way up till he passed away, Oh, I ended up finding a house for a short sale. Like at the time, I was only working for $12 an hour for my dad.
Yeah.
I only got approved for a $45,000 mortgage, and I ended up finding a house, a three bed, two bath, for 60K. That was a short sale,
Nice.
and I gave them my $45,000 offer, and I got approved for it. And I told Ricky, all right, I just got approved for this house. I'm gonna get this house. But because it was a short sale, it took like months. It took months for it to go through. And I just remember Ricky being like, "You get that house yet? Like, what are you doing? Get like you said you got that house. Why aren't you in there yet?" I'm like, I don't know, it's just taking a long time, man. Like, I didn't know why. I just knew it was taking a long time. So it wasn't until he passed away that I finally got the house.
Ah, fuck.
And that's probably like the first yeah, that's like the first thing I did was went to his place and picked up the ramps, and I continued the ramps at my house. Um
Man, that's got to
so
be hard.
a lot like
Right after it happened to go and pick up the
yeah,
ramps.
yeah, and I kind of like kept the same configuration of ramp setup that he had,
Yeah.
and then I finished it out with a bunch of wood that I'd get from Halloween Horror Nights, because that's my job with my dad's company, is building the haunted houses. And then when Halloween is over, you literally just tear it all down and put it in dumpsters. So when
So,
I would
yeah,
tear it down,
perfect.
I would just stack stacks of plywood to the
Yeah.
side,
Hell
and
yeah.
then take it home.
Boom.
So yeah, but then it's Florida. It rains, wood rots.
Yeah.
I'd say the band ramps lasted probably like 4 or 5 years.
Which is pretty good considering the weather and shit. Like, I know Trey is always
Yeah.
working on his backyard ramps. Like, it never ends. And it's because of
Well,
the weather and all that.
Trey doesn't have any tree coverage, so when it rains and the sun comes back out, it dries up quick. I had a lot
Oh.
of tree coverage in the area I lived, so when stuff would get damp, it would stay damp and it would rot faster.
Huh. I wonder if I went there when I lived in Orlando to the band ramps. I like have weird memory flashback of like there's some sort of mini ramp and then a trampoline and something with the roof. Very Florida fucking shit, but I don't know. I
Uh,
don't know whose house that
was
was.
that when was that when Mark Mulville was on Sabrosa?
Maybe, yeah, because like
Because
my first trip out there was
I had
when
a
Mark was there.
because we had a surprise birthday party for Mark at my house,
And it was a
and
backyard
sure,
bonanza.
yeah, and I remember Sure was there, so yeah, maybe you were there.
I might have been there.
But
It's all a fucking blur, but that's
the
cool.
ramp yeah, the ramps weren't done at the time, so they weren't completely rideable, but it was a tight setup. Like, it's one of those setups where like riding the ramp is the trick, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I was there,
Yeah.
dude. That's awesome. That's cool. I've been to the band house.
Oh hell yeah, you were at my house. Hell yeah.
That's wild. It's so crazy how everything becomes a blur. We were talking before we did this podcast about how neither of us can remember shit. But we were
Yeah.
talking about Daryl. I want to keep talk to you about meeting Daryl and getting to work with him, and like what was it like filming that Monster Ramp 2 video, and then what was it like for the X Games shit? I mean, that's almost a long time ago now. You did it 2 years in a row, the X Games.
Yeah.
So
2016 and 2017.
pretty legendary shit. It feels like yesterday. It doesn't feel like
I
6
know, man.
years ago.
I know. I was just thinking that today. I was like 2016. Okay, that's 4 years from 2020. Damn, now it's 2023.
Yeah,
Fucking
it's
7 years, bro.
weird. COVID was like a
I'm
time
I'm
suck. That's
I'm
what it
gonna
is.
be like I'm gonna be like one of those Uncle Ricos
Yeah,
where he's
you
like,
know,
yeah,
back
back
in
in
my
my
day.
day, I used to throw a football over that mountain. I'm gonna hold on to that 2016 accomplishment my whole life.
You're gonna walk past
Because,
a
bro,
building that you jumped off
what
of
the
and be
I
like, "You see that sign up there? I done dropped in on it on my bicycle." Grandpa, shut the fuck
yeah,
up. No, you didn't,
yeah,
Uncle Rico.
Bro, the Monster Project was so awesome. Like, um, yeah, there was Fudger and Daryl. They came to Florida, and it was with me and Trey, and that's like right up our alley. Me and Trey's alley is like adding things to street setups. Like,
Yeah.
it was so much fun.
Um,
And then because we did that video, and there was so much, like, it got such a good feedback. I don't remember at the time how much time it was in between the video coming out, but I remember I was at work pogoing. I just got out of a show, and I'm going back to like the locker room, and I grab my phone, and it's a text message from Stu Johnson, like telling me about this whole thing, and I was just like, "Oh my god, what? No way, this is insane." And his message was like, "I figured since you just did that monster video with Daryl that he would be a good choice for your filmer." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, he's the most legit filmer I know. I don't know any other legit filmers, so
yeah. He's one of the best. It's
so
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, you just killed it.
yeah,
My favorite opening clip is you eating shit with the Trans Am burning rubber right in front of it. That's money.
yeah, man. That was like so you have a 3-month filming period for those 90-second videos.
Yeah.
And that was the first thing I filmed, and
Yeah, you're like, we're off
hyperextended
to a
my
good
ankle, and
start.
I'm just like, oh my god. Yeah, like, but like I said earlier, I'm Wolverine, and somehow, basically, I took like that first month off to let the foot heal, and then continued filming for the last 2 months. But when you have an injury like that and you still have to finish a project, you just always have that. It puts that like that little bit of doubt in your head after, like, oh, I don't know, I gotta play it safe here.
Yeah, for real.
Like my ender, my ender in the 2017, where I like jumped off the roof into the handicap landing.
Yep.
Like, I wish I would have done it to grind on the rail of the handicap
Uh,
landing.
yeah.
Like, if I wasn't in that like mindset of recovering from an injury, then I probably would have went for that instead.
That is so baffling because it's like either one of those. If I was in the mindset of recovering from an injury, I'm not getting up on a fucking roof, dude. But you did it. Man. So yeah, from those two, what clip are you most proud of out of those two X Games? Like what's the most memorable moment out of working on two real street parts?
it's 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 got to be the feeble. Um, it's got to be the feeble off that roof, where I had to like tie my bike on a hose to pull it up to the roof.
Nice.
The Ender
Yes.
in the
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah. Where it's just feeble death drop, right? Or is it feeble all the way down? I forget. Did it go all the way down?
Yeah.
The ledge.
What do you mean all the way
So
down?
like you ride down this roof
The
and
end
then
of the
feeble.
the end of the ledge was probably like head height.
Oh yes,
like
yes. Okay, yeah,
3-story.
yeah. Unbelievable.
No doubtably, that's my favorite clip, because let me just 1 second, dead air for a second. I did this. I made this.
Oh yeah, there it is. That's 2016.
This is, yeah.
Did you say it's 2016 or 2007? Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is for the viewers at home. Yep. Oh yeah, that's wild. That's fucking sick. You made that. Keep it up. What is it? Little shadow box with the metal in the picture.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Funny story about the metal. You want to hear a funny story about the metal?
I sure do.
Taj was in maybe 2nd grade.
Did you name him after Taj? Like BMX Taj?
Kinda, yeah.
Nice.
I wanted him to have the same initials as me, but not the same exact name as me, because my initials is TCF, My first name's Timothy,
Okay.
and my dad's name is Timothy. So I've always gone by Colt my whole life because my dad's Tim. So
Right.
and
Yeah, and you don't want to be Timmy
same
Jr.
thing with same thing with them. They named me Timothy Colton Fake and called me Colt because they didn't like how Colt and Timothy sounded. Timothy Colton Fake just sounded better.
Yeah.
Like he's
Rolls off the
Timothy
tongue
the
better, you know?
second, but he go by my middle name.
I had no clue,
Yeah,
dude. I thought your
and
first name was
also,
Colt and your last name was Fake, and that was it.
uh, my mom really liked the name Blake, but she didn't want to do that to me. Name me Blake Fake.
Oh
Yeah, she didn't want to
shit,
do that
Blake
to me.
Fake. Yeah, we can't rhyme that. Fake Blake. All right.
And
Anyways, you were saying Taj
then
is two.
they well, hold on. Then they also named me Colt because after a stuntman named Colt Seaver. I'm
And what
pretty
are the
sure.
odds you became a fucking stuntman?
And yeah, damn, we got like so many branches going on.
So
Where
you
were
said you
we?
want to hear a funny
Which
story about
branch
this
were we?
silver medal and Taj's too?
Oh yeah. So, um, when he was in pre-K, one of the directors from his pre-K went on to be a director at his elementary school. So when he was in second grade and they had career day, she reached out to me and was like, "Hey, do you want to come do career day and bring your bike for the kids?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I brought my bike, brought my medal, and like just talked about my biking. And basically my point was like, whatever it is you like to do, if you work hard enough, you could be successful with it, just
Yeah.
like something like that. And one of the and I let them I didn't let them pass my medal around like hand to hand, but a kid went. I don't know why this kid went. I had the medal in my helmet, and my helmet was on my handlebar, and the kid went to like get it for me or something, and the medal fell out of the helmet and broke. It's glass. Like it's supposed
Oh
to look
shit.
like it, it's a camera lens, you know,
Yeah.
and it broke. And oh, dude, I was devastated, but I held it together. But and then when I left the school, I cried, bro. I was like, no, like I was devastated.
But it looks like
But
you
I
got a
reached out
replacement.
to I reached out to Stu, and I think it was Brian Tunney. Is that how you say his last name, Brian
Yep.
Tunney?
Yep.
I think it was him that got the medals done, and he reached out to whatever company made them, and he got me one. I originally thought I was gonna have to pay for it, but they just sent it to me. I was
Fuck
so
yeah.
thankful for that. So
Yeah. It's
now I have two medals. I have a ring with nothing in it, and then I have a solid one.
That's a dope medal. I didn't realize it was shaped like a camera lens. That's cool. Very, very cool. So
Yeah.
the roof. Tell me the story of the roof people. You have to. What do you mean you have to use a hose to get the bike on the roof?
Uh, dude, I feel so bad. I don't remember the guy's name, but one of Daryl's friends in that area, like the Jersey area, was like, "Hey, I know this. There's this crazy down ledge off of a building. Might be up your alley. Let's go check it out." So we went and checked it out, and I could get. It's really steep, and I could get up it by like walking feet and hands up it, but I couldn't hold a bike and walk up it. I literally needed all four to get up it.
Yeah.
So what I did was there was a hose nearby, so I tied the hose around my waist, climbed up the building, and then the other end of the hose they tied my bike to, and then I could just
Pull it up.
pull the
Yeah.
bike up.
Was that
Yeah.
first try or what? The Phoebes.
No, I think two times. It was only like you only really had to hop a couple inches, but somehow on the first try, I missed my peg
Oh no.
and somehow came out unscathed.
That's so
And then I
fucking
think like
crazy.
the second time, yeah. And then second time I think I slipped a foot. and then I think it was third try.
Shit, dude, I cannot. Fucking a. That's wild shit. What goes through your brain when you're about to do something like that? Because like this is toward because I know that. All right, so in a previous interview you talked about how like you were just like fuck it, and you were angry, depressed, whatever, and you would just like I don't care if I get hurt, I'm gonna try this shit. But then as you get
Yeah.
older, now you're doing this X Games part. You've set the level so
Now I have
high
a
for
son.
yourself. Yeah, and you have some other shit that you gotta like think about. So, what's your mindset when you were doing
Yeah.
that feeble?
Um. So I was listening to the Dak interview you had, and I was that was really interesting his mindset of when he's gonna do something. Um. Because yes, you have to think about those negative things so that you can avoid them, but you don't want to get hung up on them.
Yeah,
You don't want them so like I've always just said I just try and turn it off. Like that's I feel like that's my mindset is you just got to turn it all off
for real.
and just think about the mechanics of what you got to do.
That's pushing the button.
But at the same time, yeah, but at the same time you do have to keep in mind the bad things so that you know how to avoid them.
Yep,
I think that's why you always get the worst injuries when you're doing the dumbest thing because you're not being mindful
that's true.
of that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Dude, and just I mean, I spent an hour before this watching all of your parts, and you have so many fucking slams. And then I also know that from a previous interview that you haven't had serious injuries. Like you're just getting, you know, you get rocked a little bit, but then you're fine in a couple days or a week or two, and shit like that. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
And your worst injury, I'm trying to remember something with your knee or no? What's the worst injury you've had
Uh,
from all these years of sending it, dude? You're a fucking hog.
to concussions, concussions, and I think the closest I came to breaking something was my scapula. There was a curve wall ride, but it had a curb in front of it, and the only piece of wood I could find for the curb was really skinny. So I was hauling ass at this skinny piece of wood to get in a curve wall ride, missed it, and then just shoulder checked the curve
Oh
wall ride,
no.
and then
Scapula's this guy
and
right
then
here.
had to sit three. It's
It's
like
like
no shoulder blade. It's like in the back.
oh, okay, got you.
It's in the back. It's back here,
All right.
and uh, and then had to sit like three, maybe four deep in the front seat of a Monte Carlo for 30 minutes drive home, like
just
squished with a freaking
just
cracked
in
scapula.
agony. Yikes.
And then I would say knees are my biggest fear injury because I know so many people that they've had knee injuries and then it hasn't been the same since.
Yeah. Dude, Nick
And
Nick
that's
Bonnell
crazy
out
that
here.
my worst knee injury was on a motorcycle.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah, you this whole all this BMX career and then you get hurt just going to get paper towels. It's fucking nuts. But yeah, on the knee injury
Yeah.
front, like I've never seen anything like Nick Bonnell. He's from out here. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's on Animal and Fit and Street Dog, and he's torn his ACL and MCL four separate times in the past like 8 years, and just heals up and then goes right back to it. And he's back. He's like better than ever. It's unbelievable. Like if the first one happens to me, I'm like I'm gonna find a different hobby, you know, like start working out or some shit. But
Yeah, I mean, like one of my one of my biggest idols is Mike Escamilla, and he's talked about his list of injuries before. It's like, oh my god,
yeah, you gotta
and
really love it.
he's still out there killing it too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fucking wild.
and
It's
so I look at it. I'm always trying to look at the positives in things, and I feel like I've never had. I feel like I've never been like on like a BMX team. It's always been like a crew, like band is like a crew, Bone
right.
Death is kind of like a crew. I haven't been on like like a corporate team or anything, but a part of me is like, well, maybe that was on purpose because what if I was going on more trips and going harder. Like,
Yeah, and trying to do Colt Fake
maybe
shit
I'd be
all
dead
over the
by
world.
now.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
Like I feel maybe while you're filming for band and it's like low pressure, just out with your friends type shit. It maybe that like lowers the risk of getting hurt because you're relaxed. If I don't know if you're fucking relaxed while you're doing a rail hop to manual on a slightly curved wall. You know what I mean? Like that's just one clip that stuck out of all the shit that you've done. It's so fucked to think about. What like I guess so outside of your X Games parts, what's your most memorable clip? Banger in Band 3, the Feeble to Wall ride? That impossible Feeble to Wall ride? Or
I think the opener for Band 3, the it's the stair set under the Georgia Dome. Um,
yeah, wall
let
ride?
me. Yeah, it's like the gap out to the
Yeah,
wall,
gap out to like
kind of like
running direct
kind of
bug splat
splat,
into
kind
a
of.
wall. Yeah. That shit's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. That was one of those situations where your first try is your closest, and then it's downhill from there.
Yeah.
And
And
I
then
hit
using
my
the
head.
blood for the intro, was that real blood?
Yeah. No, that was just like
Okay.
dye.
Nice.
I
All
did that
right.
in I did that in my garage, and
But the
then
way it's timed after that clip, it made me think it was real. I was like, he must have been bleeding a
yeah,
shitload. But then, like, all the dump comes in. I'm like, damn, he's really bleeding. Like, with you,
yeah,
I could picture you spelling out your name like on a real injury blood, but the bucket of blood
yeah,
afterwards is like, all right.
yeah. I split my head on that. We went to the hospital in Atlanta, and of course it was like we were there all night in the ER waiting. I had to get some staples. But what was crazy is while we were in the ER waiting and the news is on, they're talking about how some actress fell on the bunny slopes, like skiing. She fell on the bunny slopes and hit her head, and she died because of head bleeding or whatever. And I'm like, damn, that was on the bunny slopes, and I just slammed my head, and I have to sit here and wait for hours.
Yeah. That is trippy to think
So
about. Fuck, because like we are
yeah,
fragile like human beings, you know, and the like younger me is like I don't give a shit. I actually I was never really a fuck it type rider, but like it's a risk, and I'm not wearing a helmet, and I'm trying shit. I'm not doing anything really crazy, but it's dangerous, man. Even like the shit that took out Scotty, the shit that took out Mike, like just normal routine shit, and you hit your head, and then all of a sudden your life's kind
yeah,
of over and changed. It's kind of crazy. What are your thoughts on
yeah.
helmets?
Uh, uh,
I'll tell you, Edwin would be a big fan of you because you're fucking crazy and you don't wear a helmet, and that's Edwin told me. And he's like, this is what you signed up for.
I
I'm
mean,
like,
I
what?
get it. I get it. I get the argument of helmets, but like not wearing a helmet, it's not just a style choice. It's not just for the aesthetics. It's more like, bro, you the wind in your hair, like I don't know, man.
Yeah,
If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. But
I'm with you, man.
but like a situation like Fudger, you saw Fudger
Yeah,
just post that, like that helmet probably really saved him from
for real.
something bad happening. So you never know. You never know when it's gonna happen.
No,
Um, but I don't know. I still believe it should be a personal choice. It's your own body. So
100%. That is your own body. I just joined the brain bucket gang. So next clip that I film, I'll be wearing a helmet. It'll be the first helmet clip of my entire life because I've never found one that fits my big ass head.
I don't know. It's just like helmets at skate parks is all good, but it's just like filming a street clip with a helmet. I don't know. It's just weird because it doesn't have the feel of you're just out cruising. It has a feel like you're being
An
intentional.
athlete.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
you're out there being an athlete
Yeah.
with protective gear. What about like any type of pads and shit, like shadows, shin guards and shit? You ever fuck with that, or you just raw dog everything?
Uh, if I want to do, okay, so I don't do bar spins or tail whips because they like you get hurt the most. Those are the two tricks that you get hurt the most. I remember one time I was like, okay, I'm going out front. I'm trying bar spins all day. And if, eventually I'm going to get used to it and it'll be fun. And then like, like 10 tries in and you jam a finger and you're like, oh man, no. I don't like, but
Yeah,
if I want to do tail whips, I'll throw on some shin pads just to save the shins because it's
it's gonna
inevitable
happen. Yeah,
it's inevitable that I'm gonna hit a shin. There's no way I'm gonna land pedals.
yeah. I noticed that you do gaps with turn downs. Like that's kind of your trick that you fuck with in the streets. It's like wall rides, turn downs, 360s. And then yeah, like as far as like straight tricks down gaps, I think that's it, right? 180s.
Yeah,
What's your favorite trick to do? What's the best feeling shit?
360,
Yeah, 360.
360s
Yeah,
for
360s are
sure.
sick. The one you did at the end of band
Cause when
2,
they're
so good.
the one where I'm done and I come up
I'll
to
come
the
up to the two
two
homies.
dudes,
Yeah.
bro. That's funny. I was thinking about this clip earlier today because I was thinking like, okay, what if he asked me what were my favorite clips that I filmed? And that's probably one of my favorite because that whole interaction was just natural. That was an organic
Yep.
experience. That was like, yeah, we said, hey, he's good. Like I didn't land it one time and these guys walk up like, yo, what are y'all doing? This is crazy. And
Yeah.
then Ricky's like hey, when he lands it, say something to the camera. And so I land it and I come up to him and then they're just like, that's the only way. He's like, that's the only place you're gonna see it, man. Ban. And then I dap him up. Like that
Yep.
was just an organic experience. So I love stuff like that. Another clip that I really like is um I think it's also band 2 where there's a little kid, it's fisheye of a 360, and there's a little kid dribbling a basketball in the shot right before I get to the 360.
Huh.
And that was organic too. We didn't tell that kid, hey, dribble the ball right here. It was just like the takeoff for the jump was on a basketball court, and
Yep.
this little kid's just playing, and they're just like,
Did you end up having the banger part of every single band? I didn't watch band
no, band
1.
3. Band 3, I had the intro.
Oh, okay. I've only seen your
Um,
section of band 3. I got to watch the whole thing. Who's your like
band 3.
and then band 4 you got banger, band 5 banger or no?
No, band 5. It was
Ricky?
well, yeah, it was Ricky and Gary. Well, I guess so. The last part, and then it was like the Ricky and Gary tribute.
Yeah. That's such a bummer, dude. It happened here. I just drove on the road that they died on, and it's so like
Yeah,
it's just fucking scary. Shit, it's a freak accident type shit.
yeah, man.
I want to talk
And
about pet or I don't know well, let's stay on Ricky and Gary for a second. I just don't want to bum everybody out, but rest in peace, fucking legends. What were you gonna say?
I don't know.
Oh,
Let's
all right.
move.
Well, salute to Ricky and Gary. Rest in peace. It's a tragedy. I think the whole BMX world felt it, and it's crazy to think it's been like 12 years since then. Of
Yeah,
time.
it was just 11.
Yeah, so crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Harsh segue. I want to talk
September
about
20th.
September 20th is
September
the
20th, 2011.
I was 21. I had just turned 21. Are we the same age? You're 33 or turning 33 this year?
I'm 34. I'll be 35 this August.
Oh shit. You're gonna have a midlife
Yeah,
crisis
man.
pretty soon. Get back on that bike and get into
I
another
already
car
had it.
accident. Yeah. What's your midlife crisis?
I already had my midlife crisis was so after I got the silver X Games, you know, Stu, like, so like after the filming the awards of it and everything, we're just hanging out with everyone's hanging out like as a crew and going wherever they need to go. And I remember Stu saying to me like, Stu was really happy for me, and he was like, you got to just keep the ball going, man. Like, use this as momentum to keep the ball going. And like, I was really motivated to. So when I got back, I I reached out. Well, I reached out to uh what was it? Hot Pocket? Yeah. I sent an email to Hot Pocket because they were a sponsor.
Yeah.
They were a sponsor for it. So I reached out to Hot Pocket. I reached out to Monster because I did the Monster ramp video. Didn't hear nothing back from both of those. But then I like personally got together with Ronnie because I was like getting flow from Shadow, and I was like, this is this is the perfect time to, talk to him about getting bumped up, because and my whole argument of it was I took Ricky's place as owner of band. He was also riding. He was getting paid by Shadow and Sputnik, and then running band, and they're all under Sparky's. So my argument to Ronnie was, I'm in Ricky's position now, but I still have to have a 9 to 5 job to live my life. I can't put as much time into band as I would like to, as if I was
Yeah.
riding pro on Shadow. And I was like, I just won silver at X Games. I beat well, who did I beat in 2016? Like Van Homan and Dennis Anderson or something.
It's
Like
pretty
it
crazy.
was, yeah, it was unbelievable. I beat my freaking heroes, bro.
Yeah.
And so I thought I had like a valid argument of, hey, I should get the bump up. And I just got told it wasn't in the budget. So at that time I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to just keep being a billboard. Like, I'm going to see what else is out there. So I got with Burns about Eclat, and they were down, but it was the same thing. They just wanted to give me parts. They told me that kind of the same thing, wasn't in the budget, and I'd have to work my way up to the pro team. And I was like, but I just beat one of your pros
Yeah,
in the
I've been
X
working my way up
Games.
for 15 years now, like
Yeah,
five DVD
they
parts, 2 X
they
Games
wanted to
parts. It's crazy.
they they wanted to put me on the AM team and I have an X Games medal in my resume. So it was just weird. And then like they wanted me to build my way up or whatever. They wanted me to film like a welcome edit, but then they wanted the welcome edit to be all on my own budget.
Yeah.
And I didn't
Yikes.
have a filmer for that, and there was no incentive. There wasn't an incentive to go my hardest, and I'm not gonna film a half-ass video.
Yeah, fuck
I'm
yeah.
not gonna put out a half-ass video.
Then the fire kind of
So
dwindled.
yeah. So Midlife Crisis was around that when I was trying to make deals happen, nothing would work, and so then I was like, well, I'm not getting any younger. What am I gonna do after this? I'm always gonna ride. I'll ride my bike until I'm like 80, because
Yeah.
you can ride a skate park
I told
and
my
shit
mom
and
that
just
last
like,
night. I was like, I think I'm gonna 180 when I'm 70. Like, I think I could still do
yeah,
it.
yeah. So I'm always gonna ride for fun, but it's like the realization of the risk versus reward isn't there anymore.
It's
So
true,
what am
dude.
I gonna do?
Yeah.
And so back to the whole thing of I got my house for 45K in 2012. I lived in it for 8 years. I was fixing it up that whole time I was living there, and that's kind of what got me into real estate, was the fact that
Oh
I got
yeah,
this
you're in real
house.
estate.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, I got this house for so cheap, and I put work into it, and now I can make a profit off of it. I was like, that'd be sick to just keep doing that.
Yeah.
And so without really like researching or having knowledge, or like researching and building knowledge about it, I was just like, I'm gonna go get my real estate license. So I did the whole class, and it's so funny. The class you got to take for your real estate license, none of that information that you're forced to learn for the test, you really use in real life.
Yeah.
In real life, it's just like people skills and marketing and
Yep.
connections. Like, it wasn't until after I had my real estate license that I learned I didn't need my real estate license to flip houses.
Yeah, for real.
But I, yeah, but
But I'm sure
I
you
keep
learned
it
some shit
anyways.
that's worth it, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
when
and
you're
I
doing
keep
the fixing and flipping, you can get the commission, you know? So that's pretty dope. You can list it
exactly.
yourself. Yeah.
I exactly. I just keep it, and I renew it every year just to, because it's a useful thing to have. Really, it's
Yeah.
an investment to keep paying to keep it.
So what's the latest real estate deal
So
you've
that
done? Like how much did that appreciate from
uh
2012 to 45K to 2020 you sold it? When did you sell it?
yeah, the end of 2020,
So that's when the
which
market
in
was
my
pretty high, right?
yeah, well, it kept going up after that.
Yeah, it
In
did.
my mind, I thought that was gonna be like the peak, so I kind of rushed to sell it. If I sat on it for another year, I could have made another like 50K or something.
Yeah.
But
What did it end up selling at?
I sold it. I got it for 45. I sold it for 175.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. And so yeah, that motivated me to keep doing that. And right now, um actually my dad has a nonprofit called Barakel, and he had a skate park for the longest time in his shop, and his main business would like fund the Barakel, his nonprofit. And he kind of did the same thing. Like, the market is the highest it is right now, so I'm gonna sell the building. So my dad just sold his building, and he made a good amount of money off that too. And he wants to find land to expand Barakel and make it something bigger than it was,
Sick.
because he wants to retire and slowly end his main business
Right.
and just work on the nonprofit more. And I think that's like what I'm going to be focusing on too, is because like I love kids. Like, if there's like when Taj has like the end of the season baseball party,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all the kids and all the parents, and all the parents are hanging out. I'm kind of a young dad, so I don't really connect with all those other parents. I'll hang out with the kids and like play games with the kids. So like
Nice.
I'm like starting to feel like that's like my purpose, where I'm supposed to go is more with helping kids.
That's what's up.
And yeah.
That's a good midlife crisis. Sounds like you figured some shit
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, it's patience. Having a kid really teaches you a lot of patience,
Yeah.
and to like obviously you have to work for the things you want and have intention for the things you want, but at the same time not force them, and let let God's plan come to you.
Yeah. That's valid. You
Yeah.
said it weird, but it's valid. Let God's
Yeah.
plan come to you. So, have you purchased any short sales since that one? Have you
No, I
gone
actually
back? Like, how
dropped.
did you even do that in the big, like, how do you buy a short sale?
Bro, how old was I? I think I was like 24. I don't really yeah, that was like 10 years ago. I don't really remember the process.
Yeah.
I just remember I just remember yeah, I don't know. It was through the bank, and I can't tell you what took so long for it to go through. I think it was
Right.
just like
Yeah.
the bank the bank not wanting to take 45, but then eventually they had to, because it's like it's not gonna sell. It's
And
not gonna sell. So
that's like 4 years after the big crash, which is crazy to think about. And like here we are, we're like, I don't know if it, yeah, obviously but it's like And I don't know if it's crashed, but it's corrected. Like everybody's houses aren't selling for what they were just like
Yeah,
last year.
it's kind of plateaued. I'm still waiting on it to go down a little bit because I don't want to buy something right now and then fix it up, but then the market went down, so you sell it for this. You put money into it, but only sell it for what you got it for.
Yeah.
I really dropped the ball when I first sold my house because I was lacking the knowledge. Um, I was finding houses that were like 100. They were like 100K, and or like they were around the 100K area. And at the time, I thought like if I want to fix and flip this, I have to buy it cash. But and then I was like, if I buy it cash, I'm not gonna have the money to
Fix and
fix it up.
flip it. Yeah.
So like I was trying to find investors that would pay that and stuff, and I didn't realize I don't have to buy it cash. I could still get a mortgage on it
Yeah.
and then use my cash to fix it up.
Yeah.
And then yeah,
It's interesting,
but
dude. There's like I think real estate is my future too, honestly. And I've been around it making content for them for
well,
7 years and
yeah,
just learning all the
you
crazy shit. It's so trippy.
you you definitely got the best mentor around, that's for sure.
It's wild. I'm so lucky that I
Yeah.
work for these guys. It's kind of part of my
Yeah,
deal
man.
working for them. I told we have a 2 year deal, and at the end of the 2 years, he's gonna kind of push me on my real estate journey, and I'll still be working for him, but I'll be wholesaling houses and buying a house this year at some point to live in or to rent out, or I'd like to house hack, find somewhere with like a ADU and have somebody rent that out, or me live in the ADU and then rent out the main house to cover the mortgage. Like there's so many things you can do, and it's
Yeah, for real.
the possibilities are
So like
infinite.
I've used my license a couple times
You
to
had
like
some sellers or buyers?
both,
Nice.
but not enough. Not enough to where that's I'm still working for my dad basically.
Yeah.
Not enough to sustain me. I call my dad's job like my safety net job because
Yeah.
even during my whole BMX career, I was still working for him.
Yep.
And and yeah, but my goal is to because he's fading out his company. So yeah, my goal is to be reliant on my real estate career and then do the nonprofit on the side as well.
That sounds like a plan, man. All
But
right. I gotta
yeah,
pee. I'll be right back.
but I'm all
Hold on.
right. Hey, good idea. I got a pee too.
Hey. Same
Yep.
timing. We just sat down at the same exact time. How cool,
Yeah.
dude. All right. So let's go through some questions for Cole from Instagram. Colt. All right. Did you get any money from the X Games silver medal? If so, how much and what did you use it for? I don't think he said. This is from Juan Camilo C. Juan Camilo CI. He didn't ask how much. He just said, if so, what did you use it for? But I want to know how much, dude. Give me some numbers.
Am I allowed to talk about that?
I think it's public.
Whatever.
I could probably Google it.
So if you finished, you get $5,000 to finish your edit. Like everyone got
Nice.
$5,000 for finishing the edit.
That's fantastic.
And then I think first place was 20 grand for writer and filmer to split, and then second was no second. I don't know what first was. Second place was 20 grand for writer and filmer to split. So altogether,
that is handsome.
Yeah, so altogether it was 15K each.
Fuck yeah, you and Daryl.
Daryl, yeah, me and Daryl.
That's what's up. What'd you use it for?
What did I use it for? Man, I used some for band to finish the DVD, to finish filming for it, and to get the DVDs made and everything, and some shirts and beanies, and it's kind of crazy because you know how I said I was at work when Stu told me about the opportunity? It was like right after that job ended and went away.
Oh shit!
So
You were just living off it for a minute
it
then.
yeah, I was kind of living with it for a minute. I didn't know nothing about like investing or anything at the time, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Ryan 079 says, just let him know that Feeble Smith at the end of Band for Life is the hardest clip. That's the one huge pink wall and then he landed in rocks. The Feeble Smith.
Yeah.
That shit was nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't.
That's
No one knew
hard
that's
ass
what
clip.
I was gonna. No, ever like that clip. That clip has a lot of hype in it because everyone went crazy when I landed it because they didn't know that's what I was gonna do. I think I feebled it once, and then I was just like, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again, and then I didn't tell them I was gonna do the Smith after it. So that
They go,
real life
what?
surprised them. And
Yeah,
yeah.
that's dope. Yeah, that's a good clip. Ryan 079, shout out to you. Tony Maloof, mixed kids. I want one.
Yes.
I don't know.
So back to, did I name Taj after Taj? And I say kinda because I wanted the same initials, but I didn't want him to have the same first name. So I was trying to think of other names that started with a T, and Taj sounded like a good mixed kid name.
It's a good mixed kid name.
And yeah, but yeah, then also Taj was an influence to that for sure, because
Yeah.
Forward's probably like one of my favorite videos.
Yeah. Is it Forward where Ruben does that crazy wall ride that just got shared around? Trey posted it on his story, and he goes up a bank and then wall rides and then lands on the other side of a staircase into another bank. Legendary clip.
I think maybe that was the second Etnies video.
Forward, grounded.
I don't know if that was
Etnies. I don't know.
Yeah,
Dude.
I don't know.
All right. Joy of all trades says band 6 with some really loud question marks and exclamation points. But I think we said no, right?
You know what? That would be. I'm not gonna say no to it, no, because part of me wants to still do stuff.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about a scene video.
Part of me wants to still
why not?
It's kind of like Little Devil, Little Devil disappeared for a bit, and then it came back, and everyone was stoked because it came back. I feel like maybe band could do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm on that, dude. It's been 10 years since Mediocre at Best came out. Mediocre at Best 2 is like maybe coming out next year or this year, 2023.
So that's
takes a while.
That's not out of the question to me.
That's what's up. Yeah. Cool. So it's
not out of the question. Still would try and keep the same vibe, but obviously it would be new writers. Obviously.
Yeah, dude. Josh could go in.
Maybe.
So, I meant to say after that incident with the Instagram, you guys still fuck with Josh? Like they didn't fuck anything up, yeah? You still cool with Josh? De La Rosa?
Oh yeah, Josh is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, he's on Bone Death with me.
Yeah. What's it like being on Bone Death? Like how often do you talk to Sean?
Cool. It's kind of just like band. It's the same thing. It's just, funded by his own personal money, and it's like crew vibes, really.
Yeah. Dope.
I haven't done a trip since pre-COVID. Like I'm really itching to get together with Sean again and work on something.
Yeah, your fast food.
I had my first signature frame was the Colt 45, and then the second one was the Machine, and yeah, so I'm very thankful for that.
How does it work? I've always been curious. Like, suppose I get a signature frame, I get a percentage of sales. Is that what it is, or no?
I don't even really worry about that. He would give me royalties on it, but I wouldn't ask for like the numbers or anything. It'd just be like whatever you want to give me, because I already know he puts his own money into keeping things going anyway. So I feel like me asking for more money from him is like asking for money out of his pocket.
Yeah.
But actually, what I did do with the when the machine came out, which was a good idea, was I bought a bunch myself at the wholesale price, like the same price that a bike shop would sell it for. And then
Nice.
I made a web store and sold them myself.
Hell yeah. Good for
And
you.
that was a lot better than, just royalties or whatever.
How
And
much
then
is
I also
it?
did a
Are they still for sale?
I think they're sold out now.
Word. Good. Fuck
But
yeah.
yeah. Well, good, but at the same time, I see that as, well, maybe more should have been made, you know?
Yeah, maybe
I
a little
feel
bit.
like I feel like bo- I feel like but I feel like Band and Bone Death were always limited in Sparky's. Let me first say let me first say that I'm like forever grateful for Ronnie and the opportunities he gave Band. Like after Band 3 became world known, and then he came to Ricky with wanting to, make it more legit. Like forever grateful for Ronnie for that.
Yep.
And but I just feel like because they were companies under Sparky's that weren't owned by him, they weren't uh like the main focus.
Yeah.
Obviously they're not going to be the main focus because they're not his companies.
Right.
But and it's like a gamble on his part to get more made, you
Yep.
know.
Everything's a fucking
But
gamble in BMX. It's crazy.
yeah,
Like
and
I'm
like it
forever
could
grateful too.
it could it could sell out the first order, and you could be like, okay, well, let's get more made the second time, but and then the hype die out for the second order,
Right. Yeah.
So you don't really know.
Yeah, I was so hyped because Mediocre at Best came out, and then Ronnie was like, "Let's distribute it." And this is like the end of DVD distribution, but through Sparky's, Mediocre ended up in the hands of kids like all over the world and bike shops, and we start getting messages from all around the world, kind of like Band a little bit, not quite as legendary, but
Yeah.
fucking still. Without Ronnie, like the world wouldn't have seen as much of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta 17 says wildest trick idea for a spot that never saw the light of day. That's an interesting question. Is there
Yeah.
anything like what's your great white buffalo?
Oh man. What is it? Oh, I have one that I've always wanted to do and I haven't tried yet. So okay, like so how like you want to take something on a big setup, so you practice it on a small setup first.
Yeah.
I have this idea that I would want to try into a foam pit, but I don't have a foam pit, so I would try it off of a roof of a boat dock,
Yeah.
So you're you come up, you're riding towards the end of the boat dock, I mean the roof on the boat dock, and you 180 right at the edge, and you pull your brakes so that and then you pull a backflip.
Oh
So it's one
fuck.
180
Yeah. Backflip to
180
fakie.
180 yeah, 180 to backflip fakie off a roof. Because that that momentum you have from
Yeah, it makes
hitting
sense.
your brakes, yeah,
Yeah.
the momentum you have from hitting your brakes on that 180, you just pull it into the backflip.
Dude.
So that's something I've always wanted to do, but haven't. And doing it into the water would be the perfect practice.
Hey, if
But
anybody is listening and
I,
wants to send Colt to Woodward to practice this shit and then get it done, let's go.
it's
Let's get you
crazy. I've never
funded for
been to
this trick.
Woodward. I've never been to Woodward, and the only resi I've ever rode was at Mike Spinner's house.
Nice. You rode Mike Spencer's house in like his heyday when he's
Yeah.
on Ballpark, and like, is he still
Yeah.
living like a fucking king? I feel like
He
he was
was
living
in
like a
band.
king for a while.
He was in band 1 and 2 before he blew up.
Nice.
Because he's from down where Ricky's from, so or where
That's
Ricky
wild.
Fong's from.
Yeah, what a like. He
Yeah.
was a flash of lightning in the pot. He was the first like.
I think he had a full part in band 1, and I think band 2 and band 3 he just had a couple like clips in
I'm gonna have to go
mix
watch that
parts.
full band part from Mike Spinner. That's street cred.
That was when I think his banger was 180 whip on like a 3 stair or something.
Sick.
But that was like, when that was like new shit.
Yeah. Still 180 whip is crazy to me, but yeah, everything's progressed to
Yeah.
the point where that's like cool Instagram clip, bro. You know, like it's fucking
Yeah.
wild. That's a good question. All right,
Yeah.
let's see. Um, why why'd you why'd all right, Reckless 319. Why did you stop riding as much? So
I
you gotta work
still
on your grammar,
ride.
son.
I still ride. Well, like we said earlier, I
Yeah,
don't
we
ride
covered
every
it.
day,
We answered that question,
but
dude.
I still ride. But it's just you don't see me ride. I don't
Yeah.
film. I don't film as much.
S-
Yeah,
And
we
there's
covered that.
ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. What's your
Because
favorite
at this,
pogo trick? Oh, what are you
because
saying?
I don't want to put out. I don't want to put out. I feel like it's like making videos. You always gotta top your last shit. I'm not trying to put out a video and go back
Yep.
down.
Yeah.
Favorite pogo trick. Can't go wrong with a Superman.
That's pretty
Those
cool
are
that I
really fun.
you started doing Supermans on your pogo and then now you can do Supermans on your bike.
Yeah, yeah,
Pretty
pretty
rad.
much. And then there's this trick. There's this trick called the Olbs. It's under the leg bar spin.
Huh. The Olbs?
Um, yeah, Olbs under the leg bar spin. So you do like you're holding it, and you take your left grip, go under your leg, and give it to your right one, and then go like that.
Oh shit. That's pretty
Yeah, that
wild,
one's
man.
fun too.
What a crazy
Yeah,
sport and a weird story of how you got into it. Like it so your dad was a
yeah, those
contractor
guys
for
are awesome.
Disney and that was friends with
Universal.
everybody Universal and was like
Yeah,
and your son rides BMX. Would he be interested? We're looking for pogo riders. And you were
yeah,
like, yeah, I'll learn how to do that. And it paid better than
yeah,
your working for your dad.
yeah. And then
Pretty sick.
even after that ended, I hooked up with the company that like one of the other guys was with. It's called X Pogo,
Yeah,
and they do like school tours. Kind of like how BMX does school
yep.
tours, but it was Pogo.
That's dope.
And so like I think to become part of X Pogo, I made I made an edit. I made a Pogo edit,
Is it
and I had to
online?
learn how to. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I what's it called? It's like X Pogo Colt Fake X Pogo audition or
Nice.
something like that. I don't know. Not audition, but like it's like a
Sponsor me
sponsor me
tape.
tape.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I had to learn a backflip to like be on their crew or whatever. So I had to learn backflip and front flips. And so the first show I did with them, um, I was a performer, and we'd have to like in gyms we would have to put these mats down. I did a backflip, but I traveled so far in the backflip that when I landed, I wasn't on the mat anymore, and it slipped out, and my teeth caught the very end of the mat. I would have knocked my teeth out if I didn't catch that last
Whew.
bit of the mat. But yeah,
Damn.
if it fucked me up, but what that ended up doing was I became an MC for them instead of a performer.
Nice. They're
So
like,
like,
let's have you on the mic.
yeah, which was cool because I have these credentials now. It's like, and here's your MC, X Games medalist Colt Fake. Like I have
True,
a
yeah.
credential now.
Yeah.
So like, yeah,
That's pretty rad. I love that.
yeah.
The hardest trick to learn on a pogo trick. I think you talked about it. The front flip.
Front flip is easier than the back flip. I would say backflip. Backflip scare me more.
Okay.
Because if you under rotate and slip out on a front flip, you kind of just go to your back or your butt, which yes, that sucks, but it's better than going to your face.
True. Yeah, I've never done a
Yeah.
backflip on anything in my life. Like underwater in a pool, I've done a backflip, but like never
Not even
on a trampoline.
not a trampoline.
No.
Oh,
It was like
so
forbidden.
fun.
I had a
So fun.
trampoline growing up too, and I wanted to learn them, but my dad was like, "You're not doing backflips," and I was like, "Okay, Dad, I won't." And I just never did.
Damn.
So that feeling is so
Yeah.
foreign. Front flips though, I got you. Let's go. Dude, I want to talk about that clip. I don't know which band it was in, but I took a picture of it because you're just riding along a tall ass bridge, and then you just jump off your bike into the water.
Hmm. Another.
That bridge. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the worst picture ever.
Another.
But what the fuck is that, dude?
Another.
I was banned too.
It's another. It's another Ricky influenced clip. Ricky was, heavily influencing all. Ricky's like. Ricky is like the reason I'm the rider I am today, because his influence was unreal.
It's like you
His
saw. Tell me the
persuasion.
story of that day.
That was in Tampa, and what did we do before that? I think band one. Like band one, there was like a bridge that goes over a highway, and there was like a pile of unpacked dirt by it, like a construction site. And I don't know, Ricky's just like, somebody should jump off this bridge into that dirt. And my dumbass was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And so I did that in band one, and I think I yelled Geronimo. Like, just one of those moments that, it just comes out. You're not even thinking about it. You're just like, Geronimo. And so I think in band two, we're always trying to look for something to one up ourselves, and that was the next idea. Okay,
Yeah, if you
jump off
went
this
any
bridge.
bigger, you might fucking die, dude. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
So big.
Jump off this bridge that's twice as tall.
Yeah.
And it's water, so you'll be all right.
You were in the air for 5 seconds, which is insane.
The scary part was jumping off to where you push your bike, that your bike's not going to fall off either.
Yeah. And I mean, getting far away enough to where you don't land on those wooden stakes right there, like that's some that's some real.
Yeah, that too.
What's it called? Stuntman shit. You're a real stuntman.
Yeah, my biggest jump into water wasn't even on video. It was like after Rick and Gary passed, we had like a group ride around downtown, and we just stopped at this one part that was over water. And I don't even know how it came about, but for some reason I was like, I'm going to go up on that overpass and ride on top of the Jersey barrier and ride off into the water.
With your bike?
I think, yeah.
So you landed like on your bike into the water?
Yeah. Yeah,
cool.
Because I didn't want to let go. I didn't want to let go of the bike. I'd lose it in there.
Yeah.
But I think someone filmed it, but it was at night. You can hardly see it. But I don't know, man. I want to say maybe that was like 4 or 5 stories. But I remember when I was up there doing it and I jumped. I just remember like bracing for impact and it not being there yet. like waiting for that impact, and it's just not there yet.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. It's so crazy. Yeah. All right. Let's see. We talked about your favorite memorable clips. Who are some? Are you paying attention to like young kids in your area besides Josh De La Rosa? Who are like Colt Fake's favorite younger new generation riders? Like who do you like? Like if you could just pick from every corner of the world and build a new 4-person band squad, what would it be? That's a tough one.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't keep up with current BMX, honestly. But I do have a group of kids that come to my dad's skate park. Well, the skate park's closed now, but before it closed, we were open every Friday. And I had like this group of like 3 kids that would come. And there was one kid, his name was Sean. I don't know his last name. And he was like the most motivated. And I would just play a game of bike with him like every day, just to like show him the possibilities, show him and then push him to try it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Sean, I don't remember his name because he also lost his phone, and then someone hacked his Instagram, and now he's not even on Instagram.
Damn. So,
and then his mom said, oh, you don't have your phone anymore, so you can't go ride. I don't have a way to get in contact with you. So he's kind of been, but that's like my
All right, well,
prodigy around
shout
the
out,
area.
Sean. We'll move on
Yeah.
to the other one, which is Mount Rushmore of all time riders. Who's your four favorite? Yeah, who's your four favorite riders of all time?
Um, I got two. One one is my local influence pros, and then the other is my all time. So which one you want first?
Oh, local. Let's go local. I thought you were saying you
All
have
right,
two
local.
faces of Mount Rushmore. I was like, all right, dude, half the project.
No, no, no. So local influence pros would be, gotta say, first and foremost, Ricky Bates. I
Ricky
just said
Bates.
he's my biggest influence. Second, Chad DeGroot, because without Chad, we wouldn't have Mission and Mesh, which is my stomping grounds, basically. Um, Three, Mark Mulville, because I remember I remember when I was a kid, and I would just like see Mark riding Mission or yeah, riding Mission. I was like, man, that guy is so cool. He's so stylish. He's
Yeah.
awesome. And then fast forward a couple of years, and we're friends. And I remember the first time like I drove him to 688. He 688 was a skate park in Clearwater,
Okay.
and like he has like some legendary clips there. Like that was his stomping grounds. And I remember like the first time he rode with me driving to go there, and I was like, this is unreal. I can't believe Mark Mulville's with me.
Yeah.
So
So crazy.
Ricky, Chad,
Mark.
Mark, and Sean Burns.
Fuck yeah.
Because Sean Burns went when Ricky made my first video that blew up was
A remix of both
Ricky.
of band 1 and
Yeah.
2. He put it together and it was.
Yep.
I looked for it, but I couldn't find it. You said it was on Vimeo and it was called Colt Fake is
Yeah.
Crazy. I couldn't find
No,
it.
Crazy Colt remix.
Yeah, Crazy Colt. I typed in Colt Fake BMX and I couldn't figure it out. So it
Damn.
still exists on Vimeo? Do you know? When was the last time you looked for it?
Is Vimeo? I don't know. Is Vimeo still a thing?
Yeah. So I was looking for it. Crazy
it
Colt
should be
remix.
Yeah, it should just be Crazy Colt remix.
No, I don't see it. It doesn't come up.
Damn, that's crazy. Another video of mine that's disappeared. I have no way to ever see it again, and I think it's actually my first ever video part. I think it was before band. Was a Johnny Devlin video. Maybe next time.
Nice.
You remember that?
No, I'd never heard that. I know Johnny, but I'd never heard of Maybe Next Time.
It was on Google Video, but Google Video.
Wow, video.google.com. I remember. I spent a lot of time on there. Dude, BMX technology has come so far from like.
I know.
So crazy to think about.
So I say Sean Burns because honestly, before him getting me on metal, I didn't know him. He wasn't an influence on my riding before then, but after he saw the Crazy Colt remix, he reached out to me on MySpace.
Shout out Tom from MySpace.
Asked me if I wanted to be on metal.
That's
so yeah, and then once I like figured out who he was, I was like, oh damn, this dude's awesome. Like,
yeah, Sean Burns is a fucking legend.
And yeah.
What is Sean Burns like for all the people who don't know him? Before we go to your all-time Mount Rushmore, what's a misconception about Sean Burns?
That he's like crazy all the time, and or maybe that he's like crazy, super energetic, or even on drugs or something. Like that's like the biggest misconception about him. But when you hang out with him, it's kind of like me, like just chill with random outbursts of energy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
that's what I've heard too, and I was like, yeah, I fuck with that. I like that.
Yeah, it's not
crazy,
a
but like contained.
Yeah, it's not a full-time obnoxious. God, I'm crazy, but like
yeah,
super chill. And then I don't know, it's just like something happens that Sparks
Sparks
an
of brew.
outburst.
Yeah. All right, all time Rushmore.
All time. Here we go. Mike Escamilla. I remember seeing Forward and just being like, okay, I'll go. I'll just say all the names first. Mike Escamilla. Aitken. Damn, I'm forgetting them now. Mike Escamilla, Aitken,
Taj.
Van Homan,
Okay.
and then Stephen Hamilton.
Oh fuck yeah, Stephen Hamilton. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'd say my favorite 3 videos that I would watch. Okay, Mount Rushmore of videos
Let's go.
that influenced me. Forward, of course. Can I Eat?
Yep.
Please Kill Me.
Yeah.
And it's a close one between System and Square One. System. I'm gonna go ahead and say System because I think I watched it. No, because I remember the first time I saw Aiken's part in Square One was just like blew my mind. Like how's he doing that?
Style.
Yeah.
Mike Aiken makes bike riding look better than anybody else ever. It's crazy. It's so cool. And like his what's it called? Dude Tour Run just got reposted, and just watching him do a 360 one-footed table to late look back is just like so sick, dude. I love it.
Close seconds to me would be Stricker and Alistair Witten.
Nice.
Like I remember having gaps around town that I called the Stricker gap.
Nice.
And I would try and dress like Hamilton or dress like Stricker. Like, yeah.
It was cool when I was watching all of your parts, like watching your fashion evolve. You know, you went through the punk. I mean, you're still punk rock, but like you did the like half colored hair type shit, and you would wear the denim jackets and all that shit, and then all the black hair days, and I don't even know, multicolored hair, whatever. It was cool.
Yeah.
I forget how we.
That's a fun part. That's a fun part of filming videos is also, okay, what do I want to wear for this clip?
Yeah. That's true.
I remember there's this gap that I never did, but I was like, well, there was this gap I wanted to tail whip. I 360'd it, but I wanted to tail whip it. But I remember going to try it. I was like, okay, I got to wear my yellow pants with my yellow tiger shirt. It'll look awesome. but I never landed it.
Sometimes it gives you that extra motivation. Like, oh, I look good today. I got to get this clip. There's no backing out, you know?
You're feeling yourself, yeah.
Yeah. If you look good, you feel good, and then you ride good. Yeah. That's a lesson, kids. Put on your best shit, you know?
Yeah.
Take pride in your appearance. Put on your outfit. Oh, I wanted to talk about Pat King because he's one of my personal favorite riders of all time. Like, what's a memory that sticks out with you with being around Pat? Like, whether it's him doing a cool, crazy Smith down a curved down rail or one of his big half cabs before they were cool. Like, Pat King's so fucking sick, dude.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude, he's like the chillest but funniest and to himself dude. Like, he just, like, I guarantee you he still rides like every day or every other day, but he just don't give a fuck about filming
all the stuff that comes with
anyone seeing it. He just he's in his own world.
That's dope. How old is he? Is he younger
he's
or
just
older?
always having ideas.
Is he even on Instagram?
Yeah, he's younger. I don't know how much younger.
Whatever. Pat King, you're a fucking legend. I love Pat King, dude. Everybody in band is a legend.
You know what's funny? Ricky was always on top of trends. He had an Instagram in 2011.
Wow.
Before Instagram was big.
Yeah, that's like right when it started.
It's funny. It's
Yeah.
FL FLA Life.
FLA life.
Look at it right now. FLA Life. Yeah.
Just all one word? FLA
Yeah.
life. Oh yeah, there's pictures of
I think
stems
there's
being the
no
band
profile picture.
stem. Yeah, there's no profile picture, but there's like 5 posts. That's cool.
Yeah.
We got cats with money, straight drop
Yeah.
stem in testing, Boo wrecked the kitchen with ahi tunas. Dude, this is back when Instagram was photos. This is what my like. I put this filter on my first Instagram post too.
Yeah.
The OG shit. Back in the days, dude, when Instagram was Instagram and not just an
Yeah.
extension of Facebook or TikTok. But you adapt or die. What are you gonna do for the rest of the day, Colt?
Yeah.
We got to wrap this up.
Pat King is Pat King Jr.
Yeah,
Like JR.
on IG.
Pat King JR.
Yeah,
Yeah. But like I said, he don't care about the world seeing him. He just does his thing.
looks like he's collecting coins. Am I tripping? Yeah, that's him. Because then he's doing a hand plant in the next clip.
Yeah.
He's finding old rare coins. That's cool. In 2017. Oh, dude, he hasn't posted in 3 years. Pat King doesn't give up. But Pat King Jr. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, there's 2 accounts. Anyway, Pat King's a legend. What are you gonna do for the rest of the day? It's like 4:20 out there right now.
Huh?
It's 4:20 for you right now.
Broke up.
It's 4:20 for you right now. What are you gonna do for the rest of the day?
Yeah. What am I gonna do for today? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have plans the rest of the day.
Is there anything else that you want to touch on before we close this out?
Yeah. I wanted to go back to my Rushmore and my reasons why.
Okay, yeah.
Like
for the
Mike Escamilla, to me, even still to this day, obviously because of his stuntman side. Like I remember seeing that fire clip.
Yeah.
In Forward.
Yep.
Blew me away. I have a fire clip in Band 4, but it's not on my bike. It's like
it's the
a
banger.
band was playing in the house at Castleberry.
Were you? Oh no, I'm thinking about
it's at the end of the part.
The Molotov. You jumped off a picnic
3,
table.
Band 3.
Oh, okay, my bad. No, I don't know.
Oh no. No, the fire clip was in Band 3, like after my part.
Okay.
But it was so stupid. It was so stupid, man. I put on a denim jacket and I wet the denim jacket with water and I put the gasoline on a backpack. But I'm an idiot. And when I put the backpack on, I tightened it. Like I tightened it tight on me so I couldn't get it off easy.
Oh shit.
And like so I run the band's playing. Oh, and it was Matt Copeland's band called Light Yourself on Fire.
Wow.
So it kind of had meaning behind it.
Yeah.
So I lit myself on fire while his band was playing, and then like I danced around, and then when it came time to getting the backpack off, I couldn't get it off, so I had to just take like the whole jacket off. It got scary for a second.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Stuntman
But yeah,
shit.
I've always been into stunts. Yeah, because my dad was it's crazy. My dad was a stuntman at Universal, and then I ended up going on to be a stuntman at Universal.
Do you think
Pogo performer, but yeah, it's still stunts.
Pogo performer, but it's still stunts.
He was
Did he ever push it on you?
He was a stuntman. No.
No.
Nah. He just always like supported what I wanted to do.
Nice.
He was a stuntman it was like a water show in the lagoon where it was like boats and jet skis and
sick.
And it's like bad guys on boats, good guys on boats.
Yeah.
Like black boats were the bad guys, and then the police boats. And the one part he had was like he was on a building and he had a pistol and he would zip line off one building while shooting the pistol, and then he'd land in a boathouse. Then he'd like get in a safe box. Then he'd hit a button to like say he's in the safe box, and then like the boathouse would blow up.
Oh
Like
shit. That's pretty
memorable.
cool. Yeah.
Pretty memorable when you're like 8 years old. So yeah.
Yeah. Did you think that he
And
died when you first saw it?
my first no. But so yeah, my first aim screen name was Stuntman 752.
Nice.
752 was my racing number.
Hell yeah.
So that's always been a thing for me is stunts. For my dad brought home mats one time, and so I would jump. Like I've been jumping off of roofs since before I was riding bikes.
Yeah.
Because I would jump off the roof and land on mats.
Hell yeah.
And that's another reason why I like Alistair Witten too. I remember when Rytel won the local exposure competition at Mesh.
Yeah.
And he got on Miraco. So he invited me and our other friend Justin to go with him to go to Mira's place. And that was awesome. But I was more excited on meeting Alistair than I was Mira.
Dave Mira. Nice.
And I had those McNeil bar. Yeah. I had those McNeil bars that had zero sweep. And I liked them because I felt like with zero sweep, you can click a turn down more because there's no sweep in the way.
True.
And I remember I broke them. While we were there, and like we were at Alistair's house for like a party or something, and he gave me a new pair, and I was like, that's like one of the most memorable things.
Dope.
Was like, this is one of my favorite pro riders, and he just gave me his handlebars.
Yeah, that's amazing. How old were you at that point? How old were you when this happened?
Probably like 18 or 19, maybe 20.
Young and stoked. Yeah.
But yeah, I've always been to stunts. I've always tried to like have like a like an acting career kind of like.
Yeah.
I think the first thing I was in was like when I was like 8 years old. When I was like 8 years old, my friend was doing this video shoot. It was like a snowball fight at Blizzard Beach. It's like a water park at Disney.
Okay.
But it was like it was gonna be a snowball fight, like a fake snowball fight. And he told me to come with him because they needed extras in it. And I remember like 8 years old, Christmas morning. You know how they play the Macy's parade on TV, but then they like in between like the live stuff, they have like little edited videos.
Yeah.
So that's where the edited video was. And I remember I have like a 2-second clip of just my face going like this. So that was
so you've been on TV, baby. What's been the latest thing from your acting career?
The latest?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say my first thing.
Go.
Well, no, that was my first. But the first thing I got paid for with my bike was I was like 15, and there was this audition for an ice cream commercial. But the ice cream was in Czechoslovakia. I've never seen the commercial, but I went to this audition, and it was to be on a bike. You had to do wheelies, and the other kids there, they could just ride a bike. That was it. But at the time, I could do wheelies and 180s or like pivot 360s.
Yeah.
And they saw that, and they're like, okay, yeah, you're the one. And then I get to the shoot, and little Trey Jones was there too. He was, if I was 15, he was 11.
Nice.
And he was at the shoot too.
Baby Trey.
And the shoot was at Universal. Yeah, and the shoot was at Universal. So we did wheelies, and then they had ramps, like one going this way, one going this way, and we both did like 360s at the same time.
Sick.
So yeah, man, that was that I just realized that was me. That was the foreshadowing of me and Trey's monster.
Oh yeah, for real.
Me and him were 360 and off ramps together for a Czechoslovakia ice cream commercial.
And then
Yeah.
20 years later, you're doing a
And
monster shit. That's amazing.
yeah. And I don't know why I remember this because I don't remember what I did with the three because we got paid $300 to do that, to do some
Yeah.
wheelies and a 360 in New York, the New York area of Universal. I don't know why I remember this, but I remember Trey just being so excited, like, I'm gonna get profile hubs with my $300.
Oh, Trey, dude. I wish I could meet Trey when he's 11 years
And
old. That's funny.
yeah. And then the last thing I did was wasn't recent, but I was on a show called Octane Academy.
Never heard of
And
it, but go
it was a
on.
competition type show. It was a competition type show. The grand prize was a Ford Raptor. I remember seeing the commercial like during a Super Bowl, and it was like, submit your entry video. And it was like right after band 3. So what I did is I just took my band 3 part and then I just filmed like an intro of me like this, just being like, hey, I'm Colt Fake. I think I should be on the show because of blah 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 blah. Here's my video. And then so I just submitted that as my entry to get on this show.
Nice.
And I got on it, and I was on the Deegan. I went to Brian Deegan's house to film this stuff.
No shit. That's cool.
And yeah. And I think like the first challenge was backflip a mini bike into a foam pit. And then I think someone got eliminated from that. And then the second challenge was an obstacle course while getting paintballs shot at us from Deegan and his crew.
That's
And I
dope.
got past that. And then the third thing was mini truck races. And at that time, I'd never the mini trucks are like they shift like a dirt bike. And at that time, I never had dirt bike experience. So I lost
Shit.
that race because I stalled it
Didn't
out
know
on
how to
like the
shift.
last
Yeah.
turn.
Damn.
Yeah. But I feel like if I got past that, I could have.
Could have
Yeah. I
could
feel
have
like if
taken
I
it
got
home.
past that, I could have won the truck. But yeah.
That's wild, man.
And another thing I did was that there was this show. I think it was a UK show called The In-Betweeners,
That sounds
and it was
familiar.
really popular in the
Yeah.
UK, so they tried to make like a US version
Yeah.
for MTV. And it was filmed at Universal, and the episode was like Red Bull did a remake on their library, and I just have a scene where I'm like bunny hopping onto computer desks and riding across computer desks. But yeah, I
That's
would say my
still
influence
sick.
for
Yeah.
all the things my influence for all the things I've done acting or stunt wise is definitely Mike Escamilla for sure.
That's fire. Anything about Aiken or Van or Steven?
Um, Aiken, I just remember my friend Justin Herndon was like in one of those, they were everywhere. Aiken clones at
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
Aiken clones just popping everywhere.
Yeah.
And my friend was an Aiken clone, and yeah, I don't know, he's the most stylish dude there was.
For real.
And I don't know, Hamilton, I don't know, at that time he was the most unique rider, like
Dude, his "Can
doing
I
stuff
Eat"
that no one
part.
else was doing.
I got the song stuck in my head right now. I can picture it. It's burned into my brain. I've watched it so many times.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see that
Yeah.
he's kind of back lately. He just put out that part or a section for Animal not too long ago, which is dope. I don't know what happened to
Yeah.
Stephen Hamilton over those years. I think there's a documentary out that I watched, but I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, dude. And what's your advice to young hungry kids getting into BMX and wanting to, get famous or, all that shit?
Mm, you gotta be intentional, but you gotta let things happen organically. Like be intentional and like work on yourself, stay consistent with your progress, but let things happen organically. Like band happen organically. When we were filming for band, it was never like we got to make this full-length video and you know it's going to do good and it's going to keep getting better. It was just, hey, let's go ride with our friends. Like
Yeah.
you have to love, like you just have to have a passion for what freedom BMX gives you
Yep.
and not worry. Like it's a fine line. Like it's a fine line between um you know, like overly pushing for something you want and just letting it happen organically.
Right. Yeah.
You just have to have that balance.
Yep.
Like what I try and teach Taj every day is you gotta balance. You gotta balance it out.
Yep. And you got to learn to pick your fights. Like, shit's going to happen organically, but you got to, like, stand up for yourself and not get taken advantage of and, like, know your worth. And,
Yep.
yeah, which is tough in the, like, just being a good BMX rider, you still feel like, what is my worth? Like, how much money does me doing
Yeah,
a
and
cool
that's
trick or
that's
a
an
video part generate?
exactly. I've always, I don't know about your scene, but I feel like the local Orlando scene, it's always had that stigma of like you're corny if you're trying to
Yeah, I hate that
get
attitude.
sponsored,
That was there
Like
when I was
you're
younger.
yeah, you're
There's like ways to go about it. I mean, like everybody wants to get
yeah,
sponsored,
so
but
I've
the kids who are like outwardly like sponsor me, it's like shut up, dude.
I
Like but no hate
yeah,
towards them.
I now now that I look back, I wasn't corny as in wanting to get sponsored, but I was corny as in I wanted to be accepted by the the uh the atmosphere I saw around me.
Yeah, and there's nothing
You know what
corny
I
about
mean?
that. That's not corny.
Like I saw that like well no, but when the atmosphere is like to when the atmosphere is like it's cool to not want
Oh yeah.
want
So
to
then,
progress,
you
you know?
cornered yourself by like suppressing yourself. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But but at the same time, like you do got to know your worth. Like well, the thing is, what I mean is like the cockiness. Not necessarily, not necessarily. It's corny to want to be good, but it's corny to be cocky about being good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like when after I got the X Games and I went to Ronnie about trying to get on Shadow, I think that's when I finally was like, okay, I have to actually like I have proof of my worth now.
Yeah.
So if I'm not if I'm not getting compensated for that, then I need to go look somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which I never really wanted to do that because Shadow's right there in my town
Yeah.
and but it just things get to a point where you kind of do gotta, and I wouldn't say as cocky, but like you said, know your worth
Right. Yeah.
and just trying to expand.
Keep getting better. If you stop getting better, you stop
Yep.
being good, That's not true. You can like learn a set of tricks and just keep doing them on cool
Yeah.
spots, but keep learning shit. I think we all tend to like stop learning shit around like 25 or 28 or 30. I don't know. I haven't learned a new trick in a decade.
Yeah.
But there's still when you're riding
Dude,
street, like the options are
I
still there.
still yeah, like I still have a list of clips that I still want to get. It's just a
Hell yeah.
matter of planning it because like I said things don't just happen.
Right.
Riding for me these days doesn't just happen as organically as it used to. I have to literally plan when to ride now.
Yeah. It's
So it
different.
would be a matter of I think my my most difficult thing is having a filmer. If you look at my Instagram, every video for the past year or two that's on my Instagram is either filmed by Taj or one of my little 13-year-old local prodigies.
my little squad, my little squadron.
That's who I got for filmers right
Come
now.
here, minions, bring it in.
Yeah.
Play rock paper, draw straws to
Yeah.
see who gets to film me. That's funny.
I would love I would love to do another project. I would love to do a new video. It's just a matter of getting someone to work with me that is gonna make it look good.
Talk to Jonah. He's the filmer that I know in Florida. Or maybe he's moved. I don't know. Jonah Jachan.
Yeah, I talked to him, but it's like the whole thing of planning. Like we both got things going on, so it's hard to plan when we both can make it happen.
Maybe someday I'll end up in Florida
that's the same
again.
Same with Burns.
Yeah, for real. Everybody's busy.
Yeah, right.
I'm never coming back, man. I had fun talking to you, man. I gotta go get some work done and go maybe ride. We'll see. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, you know what? I said I don't have nothing else to do the rest of the day. Maybe I will go ride.
Hey, let's go ride, Colt. Boom.
Because this has been a good talk. I'm motivated to go pedal around now.
Oh fuck yeah! I appreciate you coming on, man. You're a legend, and you've been doing it. And yeah, it's I don't think we've really talked for this long ever, so it's really cool to kind of get to know you a little bit more. I know we've definitely crossed paths in the years, but never sat down and talked. So I appreciate it.
I hope I hope that I haven't been super laggy and like there's like big dead air spots in our conversation, because
towards the end it got a little laggy.
It's kind of like your voice isn't matching with your
yeah, same on you. Yeah. It'll be fine. It'll be a little laggy, but they'll forgive us. The people will forgive us. All right, that is all.
Yeah,
if you like this,
you're show, like this sometimes. Like
same. You should see you. The recording will work. I hope it works out well. Whatever. So, hey everybody, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. If you like the show, share it with a homie. And if somebody doesn't know who Colt Fake is, send this to them so that they can learn. And send them all of his video parts. And go follow Colt on Instagram. And I don't know. That's it. Like and subscribe. Shout out Dig for partnering on this podcast. And your turn, Colt.
Thanks for having me, Bobby. You're killing it with these.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks for having me, Bobby. You're killing it with these. Like I said to you the other day, every podcast that I've watched of yours, there's something relevant to my life that you're talking about. So that's really cool that you're able to, connect with your audience so good.
Fuck yeah. I mean, I think we all have that. Like everybody, like if you've been in BMX for 10 years plus, then you know the drill. That's cool to hear. I love it. And yeah, thanks to everybody out there for all the positive messages. I keep getting them and it keeps me going. So we're going to do one episode a week every fucking week this year. Yeah, that's it. All right. We're going to cut. Later, guys. Hello, you've reached the end of the video. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Shout out Dick.